Hey guys, thank you so much for purchasing the course. I'm looking forward to helping you guys sell more homes using Facebook ads. Hey guys, it's Eric. Thank you so much for purchasing the. Start over again because I suck. Hey guys, it's Eric. Thank you so much for purchasing the course. I really look forward to helping you guys grow your business using Facebook advertising, building the right lead funnels so that you guys can close more escrows. So let's get into it. Share my screen, and there we go. So as you guys can tell, this is Facebook. This is obviously how you found my course most likely. But let's get into it. So Ads Manager, it's right here. If you don't have an Ads Manager account, go ahead and type up in the search Facebook box for Ads Manager. Make sure you select the right Ads Manager with this logo right there. There's going to be a couple different ways to prospect using Ads Manager on Facebook. But this is basically your dashboard here. It shows you, how much you spent, what type of ads, responses down there. So let's go ahead and click on the right-hand side and create ad. So you have all these different options. Once again, you can either boost your post, which most realtors do. I'm kind of err on the caution of please don't do that, just because you can't target the right way. You can promote your page, send people to your website, increase conversions to your website, yada, yada, yada. And then there's another one here for get video views and then also collect leads for your business. I'll go into that in a little bit. So let's say we're going to send people to your website. Go ahead and pick your domain that you'd want to use. So I'll just choose this one. Now right here it says, if this is your first time, they'll say, do you want to create your pixel? And then you absolutely want to create your pixel. The pixel is a little dot on the screen. And when someone comes into your Facebook ad, you're going to go ahead and capture their information. Facebook will do this. It's a computer code. And from there, they'll get thrown in what's called a custom audience. Over the course of time, you're going to want to use this custom audience to your advantage. And you're going to go ahead and want to run ads back to the same people that have already liked your real estate post. Because obviously, if you're showing a new listing or an open house, you might get some looky-loos. But more importantly, these are probably the people that are going to buy a house within the next 1 to 6 months. And so you want to go ahead and keep targeting them. Keep staying in front of them, right? It's like passing your flyer, to 2,000 homes in your farm. Well, imagine if you can pass your flyer over and over again to the people that actually are interested in buying or selling. That's what this pixel will help us do. So go ahead and hit set audience and budget once you've created your pixel. So there's a couple different things that we can do. Custom audiences is either going to be the thing that we just created with our pixel, or more importantly, if you have a bunch of email addresses from past clients or from prospects, whether they came from Zillow or Trulia or your open houses, you can take all those email addresses in a CSV file and go ahead and upload them to create your own custom audience. Right? So all you have to do is create custom audience, and then go ahead and hit customer list. And then upload file of those emails, phone numbers, or Facebook user IDs. You'll either have emails or phone numbers, but choose one of the two. Now what this will do, this will then make a private group or a separate group for you to go ahead and run your ads to, that people that know your brand or know who you are. Once again, you'll be able to retarget them over and over again. And they're going to take, let's say they took 500 emails from you. Well, maybe you'll upload it and only turn in about 400. Well, that means those 400 people are on Facebook, and it will allow you to go ahead and retarget them. So I'll just go ahead and X out. So let's choose a city. So here's the United States. Right here, it shows 191 million people are on Facebook. So we can either go by zip code or we can go by city. I'm going to go ahead and choose the city of Irvine, California. Now Facebook says if you want to do plus 25 miles, you can make the radius down to plus 10 miles, or you can do up to 50 miles, or simply just choose current city only. After that, you'll notice that there's 190,000 people that we can market to. Now we get to the age, and we starting to drill down here because we want to reduce this 190,000 number. So we know that 18-year-olds most likely aren't going to look at our marketing. So maybe I want to choose an age of, let's say, 28. And then let's say we don't want to work with anyone that's older than 65, and maybe 55 is our max. So from 28 to 55, there's now 100,000 people on Facebook. You can choose different languages, whether there's Spanish or Chinese, German. You can choose all different languages to go ahead and target to. So we can leave that blank now for this particular case. Now, demographics is where it gets really, really fun. I'm going to type in home, and we'll type in home owners. Go over here for like a little quick cheat sheet is just go ahead and click on home ownership. And now what pops up here is going to be, let me do it again. First-time home buyers, homeowners, or renters. So let's say we wanted to go after first-time home buyers and renters, for example, for a buyer's campaign. Well, look at all these other things that will pop up too. Home value, property size, single square footage, the year the home was built, household composition. You can go after, new parents, veterans in the home. I wonder what young and hip are, young adults in the home. You can also go after life events. So maybe newly engaged, newly married. What happens when someone's typically newly engaged and newly married? They tend to want to buy a house. So we can click on that as well. And we can click on all these. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, where does Facebook get all this information? Well, it's pretty simple to get the information from the newly engaged and newly married because people post that on their timeline. But all the other information, like first-time home buyers and renters, is Facebook buys data on every single person. There's a big data trade behind us. So, Big Brother is always watching us, and they sell our records for X amount of dollars. But whether people are scared or not, I actually think it's kind of fantastic to so that you can be able to use this information to actually target people. So let's say we had first-time home buyers and renters. They were also newly engaged or newlyweds, right? We're now up to 50,000 people in our that we can possibly target to in the city of Irvine. Let's say we wanted to narrow the audience. So Facebook allows you to, let's say we want to work with people that make a certain amount of money. So let's say we want to start with the people that make 75,000. Once again, we can go and click on this income. It'll pop up all these boxes. We just mark off what we want. All right, and we'll finally get the last one. There we go. So now there are the first-time home buyers and renters, or people that are newly engaged and newly married. They also must make a minimum of 75,000. And now there's 19,000 people that we can go ahead and target. Facebook also has something here brand new called exclude people. This is probably my favorite feature in the entire world because at this point we can start excluding realtors, real estate companies. So when you look at a Coldwell Banker right here, look at its employers. Obviously, real estate professional, realtor, owner. You get the example. So now there's still the 19,000 people. But the reason why that's so powerful is, why do we want to spend money or pay money to have the chance for realtors, loan officer, escrow, people that are in our profession, see what we're running ads? We want to keep our stuff as private as possible. That way people have a harder time ripping us off. So now we get down to budget and schedule. So the budget here is set for $20 a day. You can adjust that. So for $20 a day, it basically tells you that you'll be able to reach anywhere between 800 and 2,100 people on Facebook. And now this number here, so it started off with 19,000, but now the number's down to 14,000. What Facebook says is those 14,000 people are actually active on Facebook, and they know that you'll be able to get your ad in front of those 14,000 people. So we're going to get, let's say, about 1,500 people. So you divide that by 14,000. You're probably somewhere in the neighborhood of, you'll touch everybody within, I don't know, 8 to 9 days, I'd say, for $20. So you can back that down to $10. And then obviously you'd reach anywhere between, I don't know, maybe 1,000, 800 to 1,000 people. So about, for $10, you'll probably reach everybody every 2 weeks. Obviously leave all the rest of this stuff on. And now you can go ahead and choose your ad creative. So, very important. Facebook will only allow for you guys to have 20% of the image be text. This is super, super important. So I'm going to repeat it. Only 20% of the image can be text. So if you're going to have a single image or a video or multiple images, just remember that it can only have 20% text. So I'll choose a single image. And here you can either browse your personal library, or you can upload an image from your computer. Facebook also has a bunch of free stock images. I never really use that because I want my image to fit the house that I'm trying to sell. So let's just choose one really quick. There we go. Here's a simple ad. Let's change the page that it goes to. And I'll just use this for an example. All right, Facebook is now showing you what the desktop news feed is going to look like for our ad. So we're going to X out of here. And as it updates, it'll show the picture that we chose. There we go. And then it's also going to show you what it looks like on a mobile news feed. This is important that your mobile looks great, because 90 to 95% of all views of your ad are going to be from a mobile device. And then you have Instagram that you can also, when you run their ads, it's going to fit the same demographics that you had earlier. And then obviously there's Audience Network or that desktop right column. I always turn off Audience Network and desktop right column. Once again, if you don't have Instagram, you can also remove the Instagram button as well. So now you're just basically going to have your ad run on people's mobile phones or desktop computers. So here you can do your headline, which is going to be right down here. So ready to buy. You know, caption like ready to buy in 2016, or need help with the down payment. You can have something here that's really going to attract somebody. And then you do my promo page. You can write something, do you need furnace? As you know, I'm running out of space because I'm typing too much. So I'm going to have to back this up. But you get the idea. You can also go down here and you can change the way the display link is. So if your house if you have a domain name of hot houses in, let's say, Irvine.com, it'll change the domain name here, and then you can have it link out. Once again, you can also add a bigger description or a longer description, and you can choose, call or text or whatever else you want to do, and it will it'll give the viewer some more information about the house, whether you want to describe it or possibly the program. You'll have more words that you'll be able to type. Then simply place order. So once again, I want to remind you of a couple major features, which is 100% financing is back, which is the text is here is less than 20%. 20% is the biggest issue. If you have text more than 20%, once again, Facebook will deny your ad. And if it happens over and over again, or if you're trying to be tricky and kind of slide it through, they will delete your account. So they take it very serious. So simply place order. That's how you'd run a simple campaign. These campaigns are great for engagement. So depending on how you have your ad creative set up, it's great for the likes, comments, and shares. Obviously, as real estate professionals, we just want someone to comment in it, and then we can take it from there and try to sell them. Whether they want to see more homes, yada yada yada. That is one particular ad on Facebook. So if I go back, you can always go to the F button, the Facebook button, and continue. So I'm going to show you another way to run Facebook advertising. Go ahead and click Ads Manager. Once again, we're back to that screen. And we want to go ahead and hit Create Ad. Now, since this is your second time doing it, let's go to now collect leads for your business. Go ahead and type in a URL that you're trying to accomplish. I'll just pick one of mine here. And then this is a big game changer here on Facebook. Facebook wants to get rid of landing pages. Companies like Instapage, Lead Pages. Facebook is really trying to do, get rid of them. And there's a couple different reasons for that. They really want to keep people within Facebook. They don't want to send them off to a third-party site where they don't know what their users are going to get on the other end, whether it's misleading information or not. So Facebook created what's called a Facebook lead ad. It's very powerful. So once again, we can create the same type. I'll just type in Irvine, California. Go ahead and we'll do 10 miles for fun this time. We'll change up some different examples here. Let's just use the age 30 and go 65 plus. We're at 510,000 people. Once again, remember we want to punch in our demographics. I always start with home. And we'll go with homeowners this time so I can kind of show you some different examples. And then you can type in new parents. Go back to this household composition. And let me make my screen a little bigger. All right. So you can do a bunch of different options, but you can do new parents. Remember, like I told you before, or if you want to do a veterans campaign, you can go to veterans. you go to home type here. Now, what I really like here is square footage. You can do a square footage from, obviously they have the square footages of where you live. But let's say you want to do kind of a move up buyer campaign. You can click on all the people that are living in a square footage that are homeowners between 1,000 and let's go maybe up to 1,750. As you can tell, now we're down to 300,000. But all these numbers here are also going to be the home type and how big their house is. So you can either, X out of here and go back to narrow audience, because this is also going to count the first-time homebuyers and renters. So it depends on what reach you want to go after. But let's go ahead and click here. Let's see if any of our numbers change. Hold. Okay. And now we're back here to square footage. And we're going to click here, this one, and let's say that one. We're now down to 41,000 people. Once again, we want to maybe narrow even further. And let's type in parents. All right, guys, this is pretty big as well. So we go to all parents, and now Facebook tells us that these are new parent. Oops, let's go back to here. All parents. These are new parents with children up to 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 8 years. And so let's say we start outgrowing our house. We want to move into a bigger house because now we have a couple kids. So now what Facebook is telling you, within the city of Irvine, plus or 10 miles around, from the ages of 30 to 65 plus, you must be a homeowner. You must live in a house that's smaller than 1,749 square feet. You must be also a new parent. Let's get rid of this one. All right. Now we're at 1,700 people. You see where this is going, guys? You're really, really drilling down. The drill down has begun, and you're going to go ahead and save a lot of money in your marketing dollars. So for $5 a day, you'll be able to reach these people. But wait, what did we forget, guys? Exclude people. Let's get rid of those realtors. There we go, job title realtor. And let's get rid of loan officers too. All right. So obviously you can go and drill down Keller Williams and Coldwell Banker and Remax and all the other different brokerages in your area. They'll be on Facebook. You can exclude them as well. And so now we're at $5 a day. We're basically reaching all these people. So if you can really understand the power of spreading your dollar when it comes to Facebook marketing, it's super powerful because you can stretch your dollar so much more. So this is set up for leads. One thing that we didn't talk about last time was you can run ads on a schedule. So let's say you're busy on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and you want your ads on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. You absolutely can have that. You can have it at a particular time. I've personally run campaigns from 4 o'clock to 9:30 at night. I found that that's worked really well for me and my business. But let's go ahead and keep it where run ads all the time and choose Ad Creative. So we can choose a simple house like this if we'd like. Once again, we can change our headlines to ready to move up. Oops, you can only do one explanation point. something like that. Now we go to, as we can keep scrolling down. Obviously, once again, we want to maybe change the domain name so it shows up differently here. You can change up your call to action. You want them to apply, download, get a quote, learn more. I typically use apply now. And now we get to create form. This is where the magic is. All right, guys, click on new form. Name your form. Let's go move up. So you can now go, Facebook's going to pull their email, their full name, and show more. Let's go ahead and show more options here. We can get their street address if we want to, their phone number, their date of birth, if they're married or not. I mean, all these different options here. I typically just run phone number. So I want to go email, full name, and phone number. Now it also allows us to ask 3 questions. So you typically just make a custom question here. And do something like that, or something as simple as a yes or no. And then go ahead and add another question. I always end with this one. The reason why this is so powerful, because you want to talk to people. You want to know exactly where they're at. And so if they don't want to be contacted, why do we want to call somebody just to have someone hang up on us, right? So I'd rather call somebody that wants our phone call. Whenever myself and my team call on these leads, we almost get, thank you so much for calling us. We really appreciate it. That type of response. This is why this marketing is so valuable, is that you're no longer making cold calls, you're making warm calls. You're gonna have to add a private policy. I'll go ahead and leave the link to the private policy I use. Feel free to copy and paste it. Just use your name and your brokerage in it. And that's all you have to do. Then all you have to do is then click next and place order. It's as simple as that. So once again, this is called Facebook lead ads. Guys, just want to go over a couple things again, right? One is that 20% text rule. Make sure that you have your images. I will have templates of ads that have worked for my team and myself in our private Facebook group. I will also send you that link for your private policy so you can run the Facebook lead ads. Remember, this is super powerful because the leads will come over in a Excel spreadsheet. Once you get them, you simply would go to your business page and download the ads under your lead ads library. Super powerful, guys. Warm leads. Typically, these leads are going to cost anywhere between, I've had them as low as $4 and as high as $20. So it depends on how much money you want to spend to get them. Think about this. is how many can you close? If you had, 10 people come to you and say, I want to buy a house, I'm ready to sell, or I'm ready to buy, how many of those out of the 10, how many can you close if they were in your office, right? I know, probably 10 of them. But let's say you just closed one, right? And let's say the average commission was $9,000. What it cost you to obtain that lead was what? 10 times, let's say it was $20 a lead, so $200 to make $9,000. It's a no-brainer. Facebook lead ads and Facebook advertising is so powerful, and agents aren't doing it. Part of it is because they just don't know how. So I look forward to teaching you guys even more in this class. So stay tuned.